Hey everyone, this is Swooper, and welcome back to a Target Acquired podcast, your weekly dose for Marvel Crisis Protocol news, strategy, and banter. We're excited to have you with us today, whether you're painting, prepping for your next tournament, or just hanging out. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this episode, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an update, and if you're enjoying the content, consider supporting us on Patreon. Every little bit helps us grow the channel and bring more awesome content your way. All right, let's get into it. Who do we have with us today?
Hey guys, this is Sean, aka Reynolds Wrap.
And this is Gary, aka Crossroads.
All right, welcome everyone. We just came back from running all the Crisis Protocol events at this year's Nova Open. It's definitely a different world for us, a big upgrade for us. It's exhausting at the same time, but great. It was an amazing time. We met lots of new people and saw lots of old faces. This year, we ran a grand tournament, a doubles tournament, an affiliation tournament. We attempted a timeline tournament. It unfortunately did not succeed. We also gave out over 50 demos over the course of the weekend. I put Crossroads to work. That man was not allowed to do anything else but demos.
He chained me to the table.
He was not. I yelled at him too. With those demos too, everybody who came out and played a demo at the Nova Open with us got a raffle ticket. And that raffle ticket gave you a chance to come back that Sunday during our top 8 to win yourself a core set. I saw a big core set with a bunch of other little extras to go with it and everything. And that was provided thanks to our sponsor, Game Chefs. Thank you very much for, everything you do for us and the things you send us. You definitely made somebody's day out there. We got a lot of demos out of it too. So it was a great idea. Future events, I'd like to know, like for the listeners out there, if you have a different something that I'm not thinking of. I'm trying to think of other events or other types of gameplay for MCP that we currently aren't running. So outside of like doubles, affiliation, and timeline, is there anything else out there that I'm missing that you guys would like to see at a large event like Nova? And with that, we are going to go into our grand tournament recap. Take it away, Sean.
All right, so this year's format was not set by us. I have to put that as a qualifier. So this was broken up into 2 heats of 32. Heat 1, only had 24 players that signed up. It was a newer player heat. There were 10 players that were completely unrated at all. This is their first ever Longshanks recorded game. We also had a bunch of people that were sub 500, so definitely more newer friendly. We had players as far from Florida and Texas joining us for this. We had our top affiliations for Heat 1 as Midnight Suns and Web Warriors. Anyone surprised by that?
No, I mean,
Really, I am.
Midnight Suns doesn't surprise me. Webs does surprise me.
I think there might be just a hype train on Webs, knowing that they have a brand new box set coming out here soon. I am a little bit shocked that we did not see as much Brotherhood representation. There's only 2 players.
Those 2 players were rocking the new characters. I did see Exodus like randomly as I was walking around. He was in, I think, other lists that weren't Brotherhood as well. I don't remember where I saw him though.
We also had 3 X-Men players. All 3 of them were rocking Phoenix. So that was kind of fun to see her on the table.
They did have a battle as well, a Phoenix on Phoenix battle.
I saw that and Phoenix exploded and the other Phoenix exploded, and that caused some very interesting rules questions. But
That was a crazy game.
yes, it was. But yes, I believe we did rule everything correctly in that scenario. Listener question, what happens when 2 Phoenixes explode? Who wins?
Phoenix.
The Phoenix, exactly.
It does surprise me at a couple of the affiliations that weren't in at least the first heat.
Yeah, so we didn't have any A-Force Avengers and Black Order. I'm not shocked to see no Black Order, but we had, more interestingly, no Apocalypse, no Spider Foes, no Wakanda, and I guess the only other surprise would be no X-Force, though there's always that one guy that's playing.
I was
Like,
hoping for that one guy playing New Mutants.
it was
That's what
New
I was
Mutants,
hoping
that's what that
for.
symbol is.
Yeah,
Never
it's
mind,
New
we had
Mutants.
an X-Force, we had no New Mutants,
Yeah,
guys.
the other X symbol out there is Weapon X.
Yeah, my big 2 was like the no Asgard and the no Apocalypse.
Yeah, I think Apocalypse is super surprising, and I think Spider Foes is super surprising. I'm honestly not surprised about Asgard. I feel like that's just this weird, the way the community works. They're like, you're dead to me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, somebody gets nerfed and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, throw them in
Throw
the
them in the
trash.
trash.
You were so good, Thor, but you're not worth my time. Yeah.
I do want to throw in here a quick Crossroads quiz. We glanced over that we had people coming from as far as Florida and Texas. So, as a quiz for this cast, I want to ask, how many states and or provinces do you think we've had people come from for Nova?
For Nova. Okay.
That's hard because I have like the list right in front of me, so I'm trying not to.
Don't count.
I know.
I'm going to go with 11.
It's a pretty solid answer. I'm going to go higher. Let's go 14.
It is 11.
He
Shit.
counted.
I did not. How the hell could I count that quick?
You heard it here first.
Yep. Nope,
Reynolds Rap cheats.
it was 11.
Don't start
So,
that allegation now.
Yeah, but we got, all the surrounding states, and then we did get some pretty interesting travelers, from North Carolina, Texas, Tennessee, Ontario.
That's not a
So
state.
I said and or provinces.
Yes.
Yet.
Not a state yet. We're bringing back the War of 1812, Canada. You heard it here first.
No.
No, we're just going to bomb.
Well, thanks for that little distraction there, Crossroads. A top player or top taking character. I'm guessing both of you can guess what that is.
I know what it is. I typed up the thing.
Yeah, I was
know.
gonna say if
But
it wasn't
it's
right
not-
in front of my face,
It's not a surprise though. It is Zemo. Zemo 1, not Zemo
I-
2.
if full honesty, I probably would not have guessed Zemo though.
What would have been your backup?
I would have guessed Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, of course, and he's number 2. So
Now I wonder why, Mr. I can do everything.
I do everything. I do it great.
Yes.
Yes.
I have yet to play with him.
I do 17 things in an activation.
More interesting though is that Agent Venom was number 3, but I think that's just because we had 4 Webs players and they all had them.
Yeah, how many Guardians players were there too? Because they probably all had them too. So you had 2 Guardians players too.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
it was-
6. Would you say there's 7?
There were 4 Agent Venoms.
4.
So that's exactly the number of Webs, right?
Oh,
There
okay,
was
so
4.
they were probably in all the webs and maybe
Yeah.
none of the Guardians.
Wow, the thing that really interests me is so we have Wong tied at 3rd with 4.
We had 4
The
Midnight
next-
Suns.
Next to cost is all the way down at number 15.
Well, he had that. I think that's another thing from the community. Like he had that nerf, and it's just like, all right, I don't want to play with you anymore.
And then
Okay.
Bullseye is not even on there.
Can we talk? How the hell did we have 4 Webs rosters and only 2 Toads? What the hell are they taking?
Keep looking. I feel like I want to say that like I was
No,
like,
you know-
I'm
you know
missing a 2. But-
You know what? This must be the coded thing. So this only picks up the MCT coded things, and I bet you if I looked at the Webs rosters, they just didn't all upload as MCTs.
Probably not, but also some of
Or-
them are also newer players. So like our 8th place person was apparently brand new. He was webs.
Actually, our number 2 guy was Webs, and he took Wong and not
Yep.
Toad.
Yeah.
And the number 5th player took Okoye and not Toad.
Okay.
So they
I mean,
had 2s.
Okoye is not a terrible thing. Oh, he took Okoye and Bullseye and no Toad.
And number 8 took Bullseye.
Yeah.
All right, I'm
And
gonna chalk this up
11
to just,
took Wong.
I said it at the beginning, there were a lot of newer players in this heat, and we're just gonna move on from that.
Or
Nope,
maybe-
I'm
maybe
telling
they
you,
just
he's
have some
dead.
secret
He's
tech.
dead to me.
Toad is not. He got better.
He's dead.
He got better on the backside at least. Not as good on the front side. Whatever. It's a side grade. I don't think Toad is dead, but
I also think it's a thing too, like I feel like it's almost like you have to be told or see it happen first to really know that, like, to look outside of your affiliation, you're looking for stuff and you're looking for all these cool things. You don't really think about that as like something that you're looking for as your 2 cost to be that extract grabber that really, I mean, he fits in perfectly with webs. But being a newer player, that just might be something you overlook and you don't think about. Like, you're not thinking about your 2s as much as you should be, I feel like.
I think in Webs 2s are extremely important, but That's
Yeah, I
just my
agree. I
own.
just don't think it's something that newer or less competitive players think about at first.
You know what? I just realized I have to get the new card for Bullseye. Because like during the demos and everything, absolutely using the old card.
You're cheating at the demos.
I mean, I had all the cards with me, but
For shame.
Yeah.
Other statistical cover real quick is number 1 card taken, it's Brace.
a shock.
Number 2 card taken, quick guess? Without looking, no cheats?
Don't remember because I didn't write it down.
I know you didn't, so any guess?
How many
I
braces were
know what
taken?
the other one is, so I would assume
There were 10 braces taken, the next most taken card is at 6.
Recal.
See, that's what I would've guessed too, but it's not Recal.
And that's because I also know what the other heat is because I just wrote it.
All right, so okay, I'm gonna cheat.
Now
It
I'm
wasn't
gonna-
Recal.
Yeah, I'm looking now. Wow, Recal is only 5th?
Yep. Now it's tied for 3rd technically.
Right, but number of players, granted, like you said, some of this data is not complete, but
Was it Sacrifice?
no,
No.
Sacrifice is lower than Recal.
So,
Wow.
what happened was every single person that took Baron Zemo took I Am a Baron,
Oh, that makes sense.
Except for one.
except for one. That one guy's like, "I don't need it. I'm good."
Man, Recal with only 4 players playing Recal.
Only 3 playing Sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a strange new world that we're living in.
So, we had 2 Midnight Suns players without Siege.
Is that true?
I don't
Like-
know. That's what it says here. So,
All right, that's what it said. All right, it's just got to be the coding because there's no damn way you're playing. All right,
Yeah,
so
no, I
one
just
was
looked.
Siege,
I think it's all 4.
two was Siege. If I check the third one and they have Siege, it's just bad upload.
Yeah, it's the
So
third one.
our
Yeah.
2 top 8 players did not use Jarvis to generate it, so they are not being counted in this because they're not using the MCT codes. I'm looking at you, Danny. I'm gonna call you out by name. You
well,
didn't
it's
do it.
also it might not be their fault.
I
Like
I know. I'm just still
some
calling
of
out by name.
some of it too was the way the tournament went up in Longshanks made things complicated because they have to buy a ticket from Nova and then they have to let us know and then we have to add them into Longshanks. And so I think what happened with some of these people is that they didn't respond to the emails to give us their Longshanks codes. And someone just put in made new accounts for them, which is something we're not supposed to do. Longshanks specifically says don't do that.
Well, that might account for why there's so many new players. 'Cause
So
it was
that
under a new email
also that
address.
it also accounts some of them. So we had an issue with our top spot on Longshanks. His roster is not in
Gotcha.
because of the way this was all set up. He couldn't put it in, and then once the event started, it locked him out. I think it's in the finals though.
All right, well, we'll cover that when we get over to the finals. The only other thing I'll bring up is that our top crises played were Fear Grips, which is hammers, and Scientific Samples, both extremely new player friendly crisis. So it does not surprise me one bit
I
that that's
forget, I've played Scientific Samples. I always forget about the power
the
game.
power
off of
game.
I
Yeah,
always
most
forget
people do
about
forget
it.
about the power game. It's still a new one, right? Because that was out of the King set.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's so popular. I don't know why I'm surprised about it, but
It's very simple. There's no drawbacks to it. There's
yeah.
no negatives to taking that crisis. So, there's no pushes or anything like that. So, yeah, it's simple, easy play. So we kind of spoiled it, but our top player was Inhumans, being played by Mike D'Amboise from the Strike Better podcast.
His list is in the final 8.
In the final 8.
Yeah.
It's the standard Inhumans. Any spice?
There's a little bit of spice in there. He has a Voodoo in there, Zemo, Beta Ray Bill, Black Cat.
I've seen Black Hat and Bitter Ray Bill. I don't think I've seen Voodoo
So his 10
Splash.
characters are Karnak,
Quicksilver.
Gorgon, Lockjaw, Dr. Voodoo, Black Bolt 1, Toad, Quicksilver, Baron Zemo 1, Beta Ray Bill, and Black Cat.
You know who I feel like is missing out there is Avalanche. I think he fits into that roster really well.
Probably just a matter of like, I bet you'll see him later on. I really do think he's like a big sleeper right now. I think he's very good. I played with him and I was very surprised. That 2 cost push.
Yeah, and within humans, you can move the power around. You get a guaranteed 2 cost push on turn 1.
Right.
Yeah, and it's omnidirectional. No, it's a push away. It's a
No,
push
it's
away on him.
okay.
Yeah, but still, pushing someone off the point turn 1, it's a
Right.
big deal. So, okay. Other top finishers from Heat 1.
Wow, no Medusa.
No Medusa.
I guess you don't wanna be baited into taking her. She's a good attrition piece, but, are you ever gonna take her leadership? Probably not, especially if you don't even have King Black Bolt in your roster. There's no
I know
reason to.
like his like go-tos were definitely it was Black Bolt every game, Gorgon every game. And then I'm pretty sure Karnak made most of the games.
That makes sense.
So that was like your affiliation, and then it was just like add to flavor kind of thing. So he probably has, a reason for each of these characters. Because I definitely remember hearing him talk about like Quicksilver, like having a reason for Quicksilver.
Well, he is affiliated, and he does do one thing really good.
Right.
So, makes sense. Yeah, so our other top 4 finishers were, Tim Jacobs on Web Warriors. He's our local, Bear na Dice player. We had the Space Cowboy himself, Maurice, with his Criminal Syndicate, and we had the Texan Danny Dean with his Midnight Suns. And those are our top 4 from Heat 1.
I like that criminal syndicate list.
Yeah, is there
Yeah,
anything
I'm so curious about he played Mephisto and like everything. And
Yeah,
if we know anything about me, I talk mad shit about Mephisto.
so he was playing Mephisto almost every round and making it work.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And just
In
so
crime.
everyone understands, he went 4-0. He was not a X and 1 tiebreakers slot in.
Apparently, well, according to him, he says Mephisto under Shadowlands is really good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And he said also the No Mercy card. He didn't even bring it. I think he said he forgot it, but the No Mercy card also apparently makes him very, very good.
But if he forgot the card, he still was playing them and he was still good?
Yeah.
Alright.
He is a good player too, though, at the same time. It's not just like banking off of his roster being overpowered. He is a very good player.
No, he's just hiding behind shadow organizations what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like,
I didn't
"I
have
know
a chance to
Mephisto
like
dies, but I won't let him die."
it sucks because I wanted to pay more attention to those games. I just couldn't. I didn't have the time.
He's got Crossbones in there too.
Right. I told him he's got to message me because I'm so curious about what's going on there.
Well, maybe we can do a guest spot episode. What do you think about that
We'll have to
next
yeah, we'll
time?
have to get a hold of him.
Yeah. Alright. We good on Heat 1? We wanna swap over to Heat 2?
Yep, I don't have anything else. That's all.
Alright. So Heat 2, we had 26 players show up. We had furthest player from this one, this was our Ontario player, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Most played affiliation. We had Criminal Syndicate at 5. And at this heat, we actually had 4 Apocalypse players versus the 0 from the last one. So I would say this is a lot more experienced group. There's still 8 players here with unrated accounts, though, as John already pointed out earlier, some of that is from Nova administration. But we had 8 players that were above 500 heat.
Yeah, this was definitely the more competitive heat.
Which is weird because usually Heat 1 is the competitive one because people wanna play in other events at the convention, and so they get Heat 1 out of the way, they play other events during Heat 2, they come back for the finals.
Right. Well, I think a lot of them, especially that end up in our top 8 or whatever, were playing at other events such as like Shatterpoint, or we're trying to play in other MCP events, such like timeline stuff. Because we had it along with these heats, we also had another event running side by side with them.
True, we had doubles running at the same time as Heat 2 though, which is the
Right.
harder event, which is interesting that that actually is how that worked out. Let's see, where were we at? So we had Apocalypse actually showed up, and we had 3 Inhumans players versus, I think we only had 1 in Heat 1?
Yes.
Yes, and then we just had a smattering of other things, still 4 Midnight Suns, so it was very much curved towards the top there. We had Apocalypse, Inhumans, Crime, Midnight Suns, and somehow or another there were 3 Hydra players. Did they actually finish positive records? Now I need to.
There were 3.
Oh, okay. Well, no, there were 3 players. They were
They played
Midnight
no Hydra.
Suns.
Yeah, played no Hydra
They played
games.
no Hydra game. So no, actually, Wyatt did. Wyatt played all Hydra all time.
No, that's Defenders, you crackhead.
That is fucking. Excuse me. Sorry.
Jesus. I was
All
like,
right.
where are you seeing these symbols at? I'm looking for
I
them.
saw green and
Was gonna say
ignore
because
me.
I was back on the
Ignore me. I saw green and I just went. So the Hydra symbol and the Defender symbol are very different, but the color that they show when they do the statistics breakdown of Longshanks are. I'm actually also green colorblind. Whatever. We're moving on. We're moving on.
We also did not see Asgard again, didn't show for Heat 2.
A-Force also didn't show.
Yeah. Brotherhood did not
Brotherhood.
show.
New
New
Mutants.
Mutants, Weapon X, Thralls, Winter Guard.
Yeah. And all the usual suspects, of course. But we did have a Sentinels player. Our boy
We did.
Otis out there representing.
Yep. We had a Black Order player too.
Oh my God, I didn't
he
even
win any
see-
games?
As I was walking around, I didn't even see a Black Order player.
Went 1 and 3. I don't. All right, I'm curious to see if he was playing Black Order. Yeah, he actually played Black Order because he's Black Order Crime, which is actually Gary. Isn't that what you split for timeline this year at Adepticon? Was Black Order Crime? You did Black Order something, or you did Black Order Guardians. That's what you did. Right?
Yeah, it was Black Order Guardians.
Okay, rounding out some of the stats.
Top character?
Top character. This time it is Wong.
That was surprising.
That is very surprising. Number
I
2
don't
is
care
even
for
more.
Wong.
Number 2, I think, is actually the most surprising, though.
Yeah, this was definitely like a big difference.
Well, since you have it
Yeah.
typed out, can't even quiz Gary on this. Number 2 is Man Thing
And Hulk.
and
You
Hulk.
could
tied
have
at
gave me
6.
30 guesses. I would have never guessed Man Thing.
I would have
Right.
never guessed Man Thing as number 2, but I guess along those lines, number 4 and Kantu. So do we have a lot of Midnight Suns like dual affiliation?
Also, Encantu's taken a lot in crime, apparently. From what I'm
Encantu's
learning.
very good, so
I mean, he's a great character. I just did not know
I could
he
see
was-
him in crime. I think he'd be really good in crime.
I've seen him in a few crime lists now.
The crazy part is our number 1 character in Heat 1 was Zemo, and in Heat 2, Zemo is 6th.
and only taken 5 times versus
Right.
7. And then going over to the team tactics cards, we still have Bracelet number 1 at 18 this time. And number 2, Recal at 16.
Yeah.
So,
I think a lot of players in Heat 1 are sleeping on Recal.
yeah, I think so too. And number 3 is Sacrifice, which Brace and Sacrifice are my 2 current favorite restricted cards. I think I take them in almost every roster. Sacrifice is really hard to pass up. Weirdly, Warpath is 4th. I do not think that card is as good as people are hyping it out to be.
I think it's good in certain affiliations that really need it.
I think it's good in Apocalypse, and I think it's good in Thralls. I guess there was a lot of Apocalypse in this, so I'm guessing most
I
of
think
them had
Inhumans like it too.
it. Okay, I can see Inhumans taking it.
Yeah, it allows you to get
Black
if
Bolt
you
up
need
the
to get
field.
Black Bolt into a different spot for bodyguards and stuff like that, or whatever else you need to do. I think it's a pretty good card.
But 5th being Survival, I still think Survival is a trap card.
Yeah, I still have yet to use it or have it used in a game.
I have put it in my rosters. I have put it on the table. I have never actually flipped that card to the backside.
I've had people take it against me too, and then they don't.
But
play
they never play
either.
it, right?
Right? Yeah.
I feel like every time I want Survival, I'm on the other side of the priority all the time anyways. So I
Right.
don't need it. So it's a weird card. Let's see what else we got. Top Crisis, Macron, and Hammers.
Yeah, I think that's crazy too. That's a big difference that Macron is so popular. Macron is the one.
That you take damage if you have an extract. You activate at range 3.
I'm getting that one mixed up with Deadline.
No, that's Deadline. What is Macron?
Yeah.
then?
Okay. Good. All right, then.
Okay,
That's what
I got
thinking.
it mixed up. What is Macron?
I thought Macron was dead. That's exactly what I was thinking when you said it. I was like, I know Macron's not. I know that other one's
So
Deadline.
Macron is the small square. If no enemy characters are contesting the crystal, you now control it. Otherwise, it's a pay to flip. Roll one die. If it's a crit, wild, or hit, you now control the crystal. During the power phase, each player holding one or more extract objective tokens that is contesting a crystal gains a power.
All right, so Macron is the new like
Pay to flip.
sword base, but it's a like in configuration.
Yeah,
So
it's a very tight
it's
square.
a
It's a
very
very
tight
it's a
thing.
very
So if you
small
look at
square.
our affiliations, we had Inhumans, we had Apocalypse, we had Crime, we had Midnight Suns. That makes total sense why Macron is in all those. Like those are all let's close range brawl affiliations.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that is our new secure researcher.
You know what? I'm glad to look at those stats and not see fucking researcher anymore.
It is nice not
Amen to
seeing
that.
research.
God, it's nice.
It is good. It took too many years to get that one off the roster
You
list,
ain't
but
kidding.
so yeah, I guess we'll just break down who took our top 4 for this.
You know what I wish we could see a breakdown of like most popular points played.
We can. I have to pay $10. That's under the
Okay.
advanced.
Okay.
So, with that, you can sign up to our Patreon. Help us pay for these advanced statistics. Just search Target Acquired on Patreon or Patreon/Target Acquired Gaming.
Do you want brackets in your Longshanks? Support us on Patreon because we have to pay for brackets on Longshanks.
We do.
Man.
Links can be found in the description. So top 4. We had Will Reckhair playing Wakanda, which is really interesting to see Wakanda make a resurgence. You were talking about toys that died. I figured after advanced R&D went away that they were just put on the shelf forever.
Now, I'm pretty sure he rocked M'Baku the entire time.
I mean, he's good leadership and
Yeah.
roll to resist pushes.
I mean,
It pushes and
his
throws, or is it just
options for Wakanda are quite slim. He only has 4 Wakandans out of 10.
I mean, well, there's only technically 8 that you can take, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at his list now and I'm
Yeah, a
sad.
slew of amazing splashes.
Yeah,
Like,
let's
all the usual suspects for splashes.
yeah, so let's just go through that real quick. So we got M'Baku, but then we got in King T, Killmonger, and Okoye. That's and then we're done. We're done with Wakanda.
It's just
Then
scum.
we go into straight scum. Hulk, Red Skull, Master Hydra, Shang-Chi, Luke Cage, Baron Zemo, and Nebula. Sure.
But I'm just glad to see like King T in more places. I don't feel like he gets played enough.
He's a very good
King
character.
T is so good. He hits so hard and he hunts Hulks.
Just because it's all energy, right?
The energy plus the rerolls plus the wisdom of the ancients, it all just adds up and he can really mess up a Hulk.
Wow, he took witnesses and wedding party. Yeah, he just wanted to fight
He
in the
wanted to
middle of the
fight.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Come into the middle of the board with me. Let's roll dice and see who wins this game."
Yeah, Mayor Fisk, Wedding Party, and Intrusions. I feel like he could have taken Macron actually instead of Intrusions. It would have been the same thing. But yeah, cool. Also finishing out our top 4, we had Josh Drennan playing I'm guessing he never played Legion of the Lost.
No, he definitely did.
Did he really?
That's why I put it on there.
Okay, Criminal and Legion of the Lost. Now you got me checking how many games it was. 3-1 split, so mostly Criminal. Jeremy, is that Posner or Posner?
Posner.
Posner, Hardo, okay, with his Convocation. And then we had Matt Clark with his Inhumans. That is our last 4 that will be joining the top 8 for the finals out of Heat 1 and Heat 2.
There's definitely, like we talked about earlier, there's definitely a difference between Heat 1 and Heat 2, as if like they're almost 2 different communities.
I would, yeah, strongly agree with that.
Then we had our finals.
Yeah, I was just pulling that up on Longshanks.
Gotcha.
All right, so just to recap what our final top 8 affiliations were, and I'm going to read them in a random order so that way I'm not spoiling who won. So we had our Criminal Syndicate, Legion of the Lost. We had Convocation. We had an Inhumans. We had a Web Warriors. We had another Inhumans. We had a Midnight Suns. We had a Wakanda and another Criminal Syndicate. And that's our top 8.
Two of those, so we had 2 crime players, right?
2
It
crime,
was
2
Will and
humans.
Maurice. Both of them playing Mephisto in their crime or playing Mephisto as leader.
It was Josh. Josh
Yes.
and
Yeah.
Maurice, right?
And Josh,
Josh and
I
Maurice.
think he goes by Ashanti normally, or it's something like that.
That's who it was in Longshanks, and then he changed his Longshanks.
Okay.
But yeah, 2 Mephistos in our top 8 for Nova.
Definitely
The
a
guy-
D-tier character.
Yeah, the guy.
Made up a quarter of the top 8. You know?
I need to paint him. I need to paint him and put him on the board. Clearly, I'm missing something.
I have Shadowlands all ready for him, so yeah.
So let's break it down. I guess you want to break it down by round, or you just want to go over the top 4 and I did not get to watch the final game. I got the hearsay of what happened in the final game. We can go into the final game in a second because the score for that one is nutty, to say the least. So round 1, we had our Legion of the Lost player faced up against our Web Warriors. So we had Josh versus Tim, and Josh did play Mephisto, Legion of the Lost, and beat Tim 16-14.
Oh my god, that game, Tim was doing very, very well. I think he only lost by 1 point?
2
2
points.
points.
2 points. And there was a serious spike on Josh's end that just swung that game hard. Made a big difference. I think Tim did very well.
Unfortunately, in dice games, that can just
happens.
happen. Yeah.
Sometimes the dice just want to tell a story.
But you can see by the score, it was a very close game.
But yeah, and I don't mind. You make it to top 8, right? And you only lose by 2 points? Shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
On our next table, we had our Midnight Suns player, Danny Dean, playing against oh, I gotta look up how to pronounce his name again. I'm sorry, Mike.
Like Demboz.
Demboise. I'm not. We're gonna read it correctly, out of respect. So that is our Inhumans versus Midnight Suns, and Midnight Suns took that down 16-9.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it to Mike. He definitely tried. Hulk literally just went to the middle of the board and ran him through the ringer. You know, even speaking to Mike afterwards, he's like, "Man, there was nothing I can do against Hulk. He just annihilated me."
You know, I'll throw Mike slightly under the bus, saying that he did run iHawk at everyone at Adepticon. So back at
He
you,
wasn't.
Mike.
Yeah, he wasn't. Like I said, he wasn't taking anything away from Danny Dean because he's a good player and he's done very well. But yeah, anybody that's played against iHulk knows that feeling of like, what am I supposed to do here?
I think it actually threw him off from when I talked to him and heard this thing. It wasn't first turn of throwing Hulk straight down the middle kind of thing. I think that's what threw him off. I think he was expecting that usual play of just throw your Hulk down the middle, and Danny played it smart and didn't do the usual, and sometimes that can just throw you off.
So he held him back until round 2 instead.
Yeah, he did something else with him. I wasn't watching. I was too busy doing other stuff.
So they were playing Mutant Extremis and Guardian Save Empress.
But I know that
recall what
iHulk didn't
Guardians
just go
is.
straight in.
Okay. Well, it wasn't a forced win. So they did play it out till round 6 where they didn't put in the Longshanks, right? One or the
Mhm.
other. On our next table, we had Will Wreck Hare playing Wakanda versus Jeremy Posner playing Convocation.
Those two beat the shit out of each other.
You wouldn't see it by the score. I mean, so the score ended up being Wakanda took it 16-13. So that just looks like that's a very
They were losing characters left and right
I was
kind
gonna
of
say
thing.
there wasn't much left at the end of
No,
the
there
game.
was not much left at the end of the game. They beat the crap out of each other.
they were playing 20 threats, so I'm sure there was a plenty of stuff on the board.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that one was a bloodbath match.
And then on our last table, we had Space Cowboy, and that you said his name was Maurice, correct? Okay. Playing against Matthew Clark. So that was Criminal Syndicates versus Inhumans, and Crime took that 16-11.
So that was a table.
That was a table. Okay.
Man, every time I walked over, because I was walking around looking just at the scores, I can't really pay too much attention to like each individual match kind of thing. So Matt's cleaning up on points big time. Maurice only has like 3-4 points where Matt's got like 12 at one point.
11.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, he's in trouble, but like he's just gonna score out. And then next thing you know, I come over and it's like, he's got 16. He tabled him with Mephisto running rampant apparently.
With well, I guess Mephisto does do energy attacks. I know Matt had a Hulk on the table because I walked over for like 2 seconds and saw that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
he was
Mephisto was in every single game.
playing Shadowlands leadership with Mephisto in that game.
Shadowlands, okay.
And yeah, it was just like the points were running wild, and then all of a sudden he went full on murder massacre and just took off everyone at the table.
Did Matt have 3 or 4 characters? Because they were playing 17. If he had Black Bolt and Hulk on the table, that would have been 11
He
of
did.
his.
He definitely had those two on the table.
So he only had 6 points left. So he had Gorgon and Karnak, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Interesting. I maybe take another look at Mephisto's card.
Yeah, right?
Might be something there. Yeah, if you have Maurice's contact information, we just should see if we can get him on for an
Yeah, I'm
interview because I
definitely
want to hear
curious.
this.
I only got a
Yeah.
little bit of it because we were just so busy doing everything. I didn't have a lot of time to like pick brains and whatnot.
All right. Well, that takes us to our top 4. So to recap, we have Midnight Suns, 2 Criminal Syndicates / Legion of the Lost, and a Wakanda. So our matchups for this round, we had Danny Dean on his Midnight Suns playing against Maurice and his Criminal Syndicate. And they played on 17 threat, struggle for the cubes, Mayor Fisk. I'm gonna he played Shadowlands Daredevil, so I'm guessing there was another Mephisto game.
He had Mephisto every single game.
Yeah, okay.
Like I think that was like what the list was all based around in a way.
Well, I think Hulk must have beat the crap out of Mephisto in this one because Danny took it 16-9
Well, Danny did play him in the Heat.
when they lost to him.
Right. Danny lost to him, so I think Danny was ready.
Okay. He knew what was happening now.
Yep. He's like, oh, I learned my lesson. I'm coming back.
Yeah, he went in there with a personal vendetta.
Okay. Still gotta know what Mephisto's doing. I cannot move on past this on how
Does he
Mephisto's
have
doing this.
I didn't look. I'm gonna look right now. Did he have the Mephisto cards as well?
Which one, Maurice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maurice. So, I don't see Deal with the Devil on there.
That's Ghost Rider's card.
He has Up
Shit.
the Ante.
Up the Ante, that's the one I'm looking for.
That's
it.
And he has
it.
Brand New Day, so he has both. Brand New Day and Up
Okay.
the Ante.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna he's gonna go on the painting thing. He needs to get done and we need to play with him.
Yeah. And then you can say he's trash tier after you lose with him.
I still can't make him work.
Fuck this guy. So our other matchup for our semifinals was Will Wreck Hair playing Wakanda versus Josh and Criminal Syndicate. They played on 20 threat. They played Terrigen Canisters Wedding Party. And this one must have been close because the final score for this was 19-17. Wakanda taking it down.
These are all like all these top 8 matches. I feel like we're all crazy close in one way or another kind of thing. You know, even if the score wasn't close, so like I said with like Matt and Maurice's game, the score wasn't close, but it came down to like, can I table him? Because I need to. And I'm sure all these games came down to those kinds of things where like I need to do this. If I don't, I lose.
I mean, winning 17-19 on Wedding Party just means you dazed a character at the exact right moment or
Right,
you push them off.
exactly.
Like, so that's a hell of a close game. And Josh was playing Kingpin leadership for that, which makes sense on Wedding Party. All right. So for our final round, we had Will Wreck Hair with his Wakanda versus Danny Dean and Midnight Suns. And this one came down to a absolutely insane score. Final score 27-18, Wakanda's favor. That is the highest scoring game I have ever seen recorded.
It was crazy. It was crazy hearing it from the other end that they tied at 18.
So he tied at 18, and I'm guessing Will scored every point possible in the following round.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that by that point they were probably all pretty beat up. There probably wasn't many characters left to contest much stuff. I didn't
They
get to
were-
see it, but
They were
Go for
going
it.
into round 5, and Blade had 4 cubes on him with 1 health.
Jeez.
It
So no
was
blade in the final round. Got it.
yeah, it was, there was only 1 healthy character left. Yeah, it was not they were definitely it was like 2 prize fighters going into the final round. You know, you imagine this like the last round of a Rocky movie where everybody is just absolutely obliterated and they're just running on fumes. Matter of fact, I believe when they yelled out 18 to 18 moving into round 5, I heard Will be like, "Come on." Like it was just like everybody was just like gassed at that point. Um and doing everything they possibly could to stay up.
Crazy game. And it's crazy seeing Wakanda take down our Nova finals. Like that is if you gave me like 5 guesses, Wakanda would not have been in there.
I could see like Wakanda being in there. I
I can
think I'm in the
see it,
same
but
boat
I
though.
would
I
not
don't
have
know
guessed them.
if I would have guessed too, because I would have guessed all the your normal top ones. But Wakanda being in there doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, like I would have definitely guessed like Avengers, Midnight Suns.
Criminal.
I would never guess Criminals because
You have a hatred of criminal
they are
and a
always the
love.
bridesmaids, man. Like it just seems like they always get to the finals and they never make it to the end. I just think they have too many like really bad matchups. But you should never know. Maybe Mephisto changes
I
that.
think Mephisto changes that math. I think he does. Obviously, he does.
I also think you need Avalanche in your
Yeah, Avalanche is
list.
solid.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I don't know who else. I mean, obviously my thoughts are jaded at this point. But I definitely would have picked Inhumans.
Yeah, I would have said Inhumans, Webs,
Probably Apocalypse.
Midnight Suns, Apocalypse,
Apocalypse would
Avengers.
have been one of my
Yeah.
guesses, definitely.
So Avengers, Apocalypse, Midnight Suns, Inhumans. Who would my 5th have been?
Webs? Or do you
See,
not are you not high on Web?
I don't know if I would have picked Webs because I didn't think it was very I don't think they're in a popular spot right now.
If we were going 5, or even if I'm picking like my top 3, I would have said Apocalypse, Avenger.
Ooh, that's a hard one on the third one.
I'm just trying to think of affiliations, so that's my big thing. I would have said Midnight Suns. Midnight Suns, Apocalypse, Avengers probably would have been my 3 picks.
Not Inhumans.
No, that wouldn't have been my pick because not a lot of people play them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not good. They're just not played as much as the other ones are.
Yeah.
I think at a
which
GT
tends to
level
hurt
event,
'em.
I'd still put them in the top 5 to go deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know who my 5th would have been. Maybe Defenders?
You already said that Crime was a bridesmaid, so you know they're gonna be in the top.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. But like if I was picking who I think that number 1 spot was going to be, I would never bet on Crime.
Well, I never would have been on Wakanda for the number 1. If you gave me down to 8 picks, then I would have had Wakanda in there.
It was definitely it was a really exciting top 8. Like every round
Yeah,
had
they were
very
all
intense
close
games.
games.
Like, yeah, I could have seen any of those games going any direction.
Right.
They
I
all
don't think
played very well.
Yeah, I don't think there was a clear winner. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you go into them and you see it and you're like, most likely this is what's about to happen. And I think a lot of those games, I was surprised at the outcomes because, like I said, I was looking at some of them and like this person's ahead in points, and then all of a sudden the last turn happens, and you're like, well, this person won instead. I'm like, oh geez.
So if I'm not mistaken, Danny Dean was ahead in the finals for a little bit.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. If I remember right, he was ahead in like points and stuff like that. And then I heard a couple like uh-ohs where I made a mistakes, and I was like, uh-oh.
But that,
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally highlighting this is why you never give up an MCP. You can almost always swing it back.
Right. Never give up.
Right,
Never
Crossroads?
surrender.
Never give up.
One of
Never
the
give up.
I don't give up.
Yeah, no, I'm making fun of our last part where you wanted to walk off after Shadowlands died instantly, and then you still won the freaking game because Rhino apparently is unkillable when he's at 1 health.
Well, sometimes the dice want to tell a story.
Yeah, they do.
But when I was doing the demos, that was one of the things that I really stressed that I think is very special about MCP And that's how they balance things by, like, as you're taking damage, you're getting power because, like, you're losing, but at the same time, you're preparing for that absolute devastating swing back. And I think that, like, if I had to say there is one thing that I think separates MCP from a lot of things, it's that. Like, you think about other games, and as you're, like, losing stuff, you're just like, "Great, now I'm gonna start on this, like, wicked landslide down." Like, for example, and I'm not picking on Warhammer, I do enjoy Warhammer, but, like, you lose a quarter of your army in Warhammer, and you're just like, "Crap, now what? Like, I'm screwed." Whereas, like, MCP, like, 2 of your guys gets dazed right in the beginning. Yeah, but you just got a ton of power with those guys, and it's gonna help you your next turn to get that massive return hit. Um, and I think that's the balancing point that really makes it stand out.
I couldn't agree more, except for when you're losing against webs because you're not getting power from that. You're just
Well,
losing. You're just straight losing.
there's always an exception to a fact.
Yes. All right. So I think that sums up the Nova GT. We'll be back next year for a new, more exciting tournament, hopefully bigger, hopefully different format.
Yes. Definitely let us know. Let us know if there's a format I'm missing that you guys would like to try out. So I definitely want to look into more formats and stuff. I do know about like drafting and stuff like that exists. I just don't think it's, something that we could do there.
Maybe we'll do our scenario event or something on Thursday.
I would like so the Adepticon guy, I'm pretty sure it's Dallas, I think does it. Where he does like a special game. And I would like to start doing that. Where it's like a one-off kind of game, like you either get the tickets or you don't get the tickets kind of thing. Like it's a special thing.
I think that would be really awesome.
Yeah, and we would make like a special board for it every year and do something different for it every year kind of thing. That would be really neat. It's a lot of work, but
It is a lot of work, but it could be kind of like the Lord of the Rings guys that came out with that Helm's Deep board this year that was 6 tables wide.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, that it
Yes, you
was
did.
it
Was I
no,
with
it was
Gary?
me and it was me and you.
God, that thing was massive.
It was massive. It was
They
really
played an
awesome.
apocalypse level Middle Earth battle game on a sick. They had 6 tiles wide. Each tile I think was 4 feet wide, and it
Oh,
was a
cool to see.
giant Helm's Deep. It's on the Nova Facebook page. I'll send it to you later.
Talk about things that make me wanna come home and paint my Lord of the Rings.
I know,
Yeah.
man. I so wanted to throw my Isengard down on that board. That was good looking. Well done to whoever put that together. I don't know who to give credit to,
Yeah, I
but
think that's
they
that's
need the
really cool. That's
credit.
what I would like to do is to do a different board every year with something like crazy going on. So it's something to look into. We got lots of plans and ideas and whatnot. We just have to iron them out and settle. I can't do everything.
Yeah, I mean, we have already in the works the potential of hosting up to 4 conventions this coming year, so
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot.
that's gonna be a lot.
So well, I think that wraps it all up for our GT cover from Nova. So with that, we want to give a massive shout out to our amazing Patreon supporters. You're the real MVPs, helping to keep Target Acquired Gaming rolling strong. Every battle report, every podcast, every live stream, it's all possible because of your support. Whether you're here for the action, the strategy, or just to hear us geek out, thank you for being a part of the crew. You're not just subscribers, you're teammates in this wild ride. If you haven't joined yet, head over to Patreon and be part of the squad that makes it all happen. Exclusive perks, behind the scenes content, and maybe even have a say in what we cover next. With that, we had another event at Nova, the Doubles.
Yeah, the doubles was an awesome time. So I actually got to play in it. They undid my shackles from the table and let me step away from the
We allowed
demos
him to
for a
do
little
one
bit.
thing. He had one thing, and that's what he picked.
Yep. So I did play doubles with buddy Jeremy. We we sort of went into it. I want to say last minute. I mean, we knew for a while. It's just neither one of us are good at preparing anything. So at last minute, he messaged me and said, "Hey, do you just want to do Thrills of Dracula? We'll just throw things together." I was like, "Absolutely, sounds great to me." If you listened to the last podcast, you heard that my list was going to consist of Shadow King, and literally every game I played Shadow King, Lockjaw, and Hood. That was the 3 characters that I played all 3 of our matches. So first game, we played against Guardians. Guardians with Eye-Hulk.
Inspiring. Truly inspiring.
Yeah. So unfortunately, my dice rolls with Shadow King were really, really, really bad. And yeah, he didn't do much. Lockjaw was great. I mean, being able to be like, hey, I activate, I throw up Shadow King, and I throw up Dracula. That's a fantastic little gameplay there. Hood went up against, who did they have? They were also running Magic, and Magic came over and obliterated Hood. Hood, Hood is not great into Psychic or into Mystic attacks.
Which is crazy because he should be.
He
Right.
should
Doesn't
be.
he have a rapid fire mystic attack? Isn't it his whole deal?
He
Yeah, but
does.
before he flips, like if you just outright paste him,
Yeah.
yeah, he's unfortunate. So you just have to hit him in one shot, and then he's like pretty poopy.
And you have the pay 2 on his front side. You have the pay 2 to use the Mystic defense, and it lets you count blanks. But then on the back, like it is if you get attacked by a Mystic attack when you're Demon Hood, you flip back into normal Hood and you don't count your crits or something. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, he's Mystic attacks hurt. But yeah, so needless to say, it didn't do well. The best part of it was we were playing against a father and a son, and the son was just like the most bloodthirsty, crazy kid I have ever met, and I loved every minute of it. And he was constantly like, "No, no, let's use the winging it. I want to do my rerolls. I want to do my rerolls." And the dad was like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, I want to do my rerolls." And every time he did, he dazed the character by exactly enough. And I got to go, hey man, you were right. Like that's what you needed. Like so it was a really fun game. It was really enjoyable. And I look forward to bumping into them again in the future. But unfortunately we did lose that game. So our second game we played against, boy, let me pull it up real quick. I can't remember what our second game was.
Was that the Dormammu game? I came over and I saw you playing against Billy and his dad.
Nope, that was round 3.
Out spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, they don't have. Oh, it was APOC. So the second game we played against APOC, and their big thing was they were terrified of Shadow King. So
Have they just never
No.
seen him before? Like, what is that?
I
You
guess.
must have came up to the table and said, "Okay, so our game plan revolves around Shadow King," and they're like, "Shit, he must be good. Must stay away from him because I've never seen that guy."
So they ran from Shadow King, which like they basically sacrificed half of the board with the points. So like the whole game, it was just like I was sitting on points trying to chase them down with Shadow King. While Dracula and the other half of the list like fought off the entire apocalypse list, and we did end up winning because I was literally sitting on half the points with no contention. So I don't really know what else to say about that game. I mean, they were great. They were very funny, but they were terrified of Shadow King, so they literally ran from him the entire game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they were playing Exodus, and yeah, they ran Exodus from Shadow King. I know. It's just I don't.
You know what?
I mean,
What this
Shadow King
was
is
you
tough.
you and Jeremy must have shown up to that table with so much gamemanship. Like you must have like sold the idea that the Shadow King was gonna mess up their day, and they're like, "Oh shit,
Well,
gotta
I
believe
I
these two."
I went over there and I pulled out the 3 models and I set them on the table and I said, "Well, there's my half." And they went, "We don't even know what the points are yet." And I said, "I know, but this is my half."
All right, so you sold it right there. You sold right there. The second you do that, they're like, "Oh crap, they have a plan."
Lo and behold, we did not have a plan.
No, you had a plan. It just wasn't a good plan.
So then In round 3, we played against, Billy and his dad, and they were playing Big D and a bunch of 2s. They also had, who'd they have in there?
Well, they
Iron
better
Man.
have Weapon X and
Nope.
Billy. I'm gonna have a talk with him.
No, their goal was to take all 2s.
Yeah,
That was their
their
actual
plan.
goal.
Yeah. Yeah, they wanted to take as many 2s as possible.
They'll still have to take a 3. There's no way to fill out that roster with just 2s.
They took Iron Man to use,
Helios.
Helios, and they took Black Cat. Not Black Cat, Black Widow, but the, 3-point, I think.
I see you could have taken the 2-cost Black Widow and taken that Weapon X.
So, a cool thing they were doing is they had a bingo card that they were trying to fill out throughout the event.
Well, that's cool. I didn't see that.
Yeah, and it had things like have all of your characters out on their flip side at the same time, or, like, have Toad be one shot, and, like, stuff like that they were trying to, like, check off. And then they had other things like get a judge call, and I was like, "I mean, I can call the judge."
No, but get your opponents to do. You know what? That's actually not a terrible idea. I wonder if we can make a bingo card that actually goes to every team.
Yeah, I bet you that'd be something to add into
That
it.
could make it very fun. And if you can make a bingo, you win something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's a really good idea.
So, yeah, so it added a fun thing where, like, some craziness was happening, and I mean, they were still trying to win the game, but it was also like they would say something and we'd be like, "Okay, well, we're gonna do this," and they'd be like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, great, yeah, do that," and we're like, "Wait, what?" Like, the one time Toad was holding a point, and my teammate was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna attack Toad," and they were like, "Yeah, attack Toad," and I'm like, Why are you guys cheering this on?" Just to find out that that was one of their bingo things, and it was really cool because they weren't telling us about a lot of them ahead of time, so it wasn't like we could purposely try to fill out their bingo sheet for them. It was like things would happen and they would get checked off. And I also found out my teammate is terrified of Bob's rockets. So they shot the first rocket and it did some work, and then they managed to get enough power to get a second rocket by using that card for on Dormammu, where he, like, his attacks give power to somebody else. So they
My
got
God, was Bob their freaking revive target?
yes, yep, it was also the
That
revive
is
target.
God. Okay,
So, yeah, so that they got Bob the second rocket by getting him up to I guess it's 8 power or whatever it is.
it's 8 for reload. Yeah,
Yeah, so when that happened, my teammate got, like, hyper focus bloodlust and threw everyone at Bob. And I'm like, "Dude, there's so many other important." He's like, "Yeah, but he has the rocket again." It was just amazing at how hyper focused he got as not wanting Bob to fire off another rocket.
I bet you that was one of their bingo squares, and he was like, "You're not getting another bingo square on this game."
Oh, maybe. And I don't actually know if that was one of them, but it should have been if it wasn't. And what else happened that game? Nebula had a massive attack because of what's that card that you get bonus dice for everybody within 2?
Joint effort?
Joint effort. There was like 5 people within 2. So she had a nice massive attack, and then apparently that was a bingo square. It was like, do a joint effort attack with Nebula that's at least 12 dice. So no, it was a fun game. We did end up winning that too. We went 2-1. However, we had the worst tiebreakers out of, like, the entire event, so we ended up placing 4th
Out of 8, right? 10?
out of 10.
10.
Above
So we had 10
50%.
teams. We had 20 people for doubles. That's pretty solid for the first time.
Yeah, it was a good event. Everybody seemed like they were having a blast. There were some newer people, the Apocalypse people we played that ran from Shadow King. I think they said before that game they've played 4 games, or before Nova, they've played 4 games. So very new,
It's
but it
definitely a
was,
format just to have a good time.
yeah, and it was nice to be able to, like, coach people during creation. And sometimes doubles gets a little tricky if you don't, like, affiliation wise and stuff like that, if you're not familiar with it. But everybody was well receptive of, comments and concerns, and it was a good time. I enjoyed myself.
So we have another listener question up from our buddy Otis. Otis wanted to know, he wanted to, let's see, if we could speak on the Shorehammer event in one of our upcoming casts. So this year will be his first year attending, and he just wanted a little bit of background since we were a regular there. Things about Shorehammer. Shorehammer is an extremely casual event. I don't think anybody goes very hard in anything. Like, I feel like even the Warhammer guys, it's very, generally a more casual vibe and things. I know, but previous years, Shorehammer happens the same time as PAX. And PAX was where all the competitive players went. And then if you were looking for a more casual scene, Shorehammer was definitely the place for you. So the last 2 years that we've been doing it, it's definitely been a really good time. I enjoy going out there. But it is definitely a casual event where we do like affiliations, doubles, and just a standard tournament. It's all about just having a good time. It's right on the boardwalk in Ocean City. So if you've ever been there during the summertime, it's like that, but dead because it's winter time. But you're on the boardwalk. You can see the ocean probably from your hotel room. It's just freezing. Since it is wintertime, it's pretty dead. There's not a lot of stuff open, but we've definitely in the last 2 years have found some pretty sweet spots that we like to hit. So it definitely can direct you in the right areas to go. Our tournaments are late tournaments, so we have I don't choose where our tournaments are set up. This is what I get assigned. Assigned tournaments are set up like later in the afternoon. So we tend to be like after lunch into dinner time tournaments, which is kind of great because then you don't have to get up early and you could just stay up late and you don't really have to worry about, man, I have to be up at 8 to do this or anything. No, you probably don't have to be up until past noon.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a different vibe for the whole thing. Like I said, we're going to be doing affiliations, double, standard, and I'm working on like we were talking about earlier, a themed event. This will probably be our like beta test for a themed event if I get it done with all the other thousands of things we're doing. But that will be the plan. It's a lot of fun. I think it's perfect. I think it's a great event for you to attend. I think you'll have a lot of fun there. We're doing something every single day. He also does painting contests there. They have like an award ceremony at the end, which is really nice. They do ticket raffles. I wish I could tell you that the tickets were for charity or not. I don't remember. Do you remember?
I believe they are.
Okay, we're going to assume that they are. I don't remember 100%, but he has like these giant tables, all these like 6x4 tables, and they're filled with like stuff. And I mean, all sorts of stuff. Warhammer stuff, terrain, collectible stuff. We've added stuff last year, and stuff gets added like here and there. And what you do is you buy your tickets. I think you get tickets for paying you get an initial small stack of tickets, but you can buy more tickets and then it's all just raffled away rather than you getting prizes at the end of winning your tournaments. It's more about the raffle than anything else.
Yes, it is listed as a charity raffle on their site.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to say it and then it wasn't because then it seems really shitty.
And it says this
someone-
year we partnered with Horizons of Salisbury.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Sounds like a realtor or something.
It's a group that helps struggling kids. They monitor children throughout the school year, provide free tutors when needed, check on the
Okay.
children and their
Oh, all right.
grades, make sure
There
they're
you go.
doing well. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
I know the
So, yeah.
Warhammer guys use those tickets to cheat in their games. Apparently,
But yeah, the Warhammer, but I don't play the Warhammer guys there just because I'm busy running all the other stuff. But I do know that is a thing.
I'm just saying if you ever want to incorporate it into your event, John, I know that's what they use those tickets for. Like you can spike down saying, I'm going to spend 4 tickets to make this die a 6. Well, it's all about hyping up the charity stuff. I know,
understand, but
I
at
know.
the same
It's pretty
time,
rough when you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to spend a ticket to make all crits. And you're like,
yeah.
that feels bad.
Oops, all crits.
but then
oops,
I
all
feel
crits
like
back.
you know what my problem with that is I feel like you're buying a win.
Well, that's kind of what they want you to. They're also playing Highlander, you know.
I know, but I don't like that. I don't like buying a win. I don't like that. Like it's like almost like pay to play in a way.
I can think of a way that we can make that work for maybe the special themed event where they can
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
tickets to do extra crazy shit in that.
Yeah. I think that's totally fine. I don't think I would want it in my other games. I don't know.
Fair.
if you're out there listening, you're going to Shorehammer, if you want ticket dice re-rolls or whatever it is, let me know and I will look into it if enough people like it.
Ticket shenanigans.
Ticket shenanigans. If you want ticket shenanigans at Shorehammer, let me know. Because it's definitely like, my opinion is I don't like it, but that's my opinion. So it's really, what do you guys want? It's your event.
Maybe for doubles, since that's a more fun event anyways.
We'll see. We'll see what people say. I hate it, but sure.
It's all about the tickets, man. Get those tickets.
Yeah. So we have That's all about our Shorehammer event, which is coming up in December. I think it's
December
almost
4th through the
always
7th.
the first weekend every year in December. So yes, the 4th through the 7th. With that, we also have our Crisis Event 4 is sometime in October. I'm still working on it. I know it's like the 4th episode I've said I'm still working on it, but I'm not getting very good responses. So after that, we're going to have a last chance qualifier sometime in November, and then our championship for our Crisis Circuit this year. Moving forward into next year, our first big event of next year, the Battle to End Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer, yeah.
I feel like when you read the word, it reads differently than what you say. And every time I see it, I feel like my goober brain doesn't want to say it right.
You feel like you have Alzheimer's?
Yes, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's like the third time I've done that. That will be in April. So April 11th and the 12th in 2026. And most likely it'll just be a grand tournament out there. But we're hoping for a lot of attendance. We're going to make a big showing of it. We plan to have a bunch of sweet new tables ready by then. So it should be a good time. This will be in Dover, Delaware.
At Dover Downs. So it's going to be
at Dover Downs.
It's going to be at the casino.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you didn't know what Dover Downs is, it is the racetrack, the horse racing track, and the casino.
Okay, I knew it was a horse racing thing. I didn't know it was a casino too.
I do have a question. Well, I guess never mind. That's irrelevant. Because I was thinking like you have to be 18, but I know there are places in Dover's Down that you don't have to be 18 to access.
You do not have to be 18 to access the convention center. You do have to be 21 in order to...
Or 21, yeah.
To gamble. Though, actually, West Virginia has a weird law that you can use slots at 18. And
I was about to say Charlestown doesn't have that rule.
Yeah, you have to be 18 to do slots. Yeah. I don't know. I look up Delaware law if you're under the age of 21. Gamble at your own risk.
We won't say nothing. And I think that's all of our upcoming events. We do have things in the works that we just can't announce yet, but 2026 is going to be a big year. Of course, as we said earlier, we are in charge of the MCP for Nova for next year. So that'll be another large convention for us. So plan to come out and join us there. If you joined us this year, I plan for brand new things, lots more stuff. We have big plans. We have lots of plans for lots of things. We just have to get all our ducks in a row.
I mean, we can put it on there August, 26th through 31st or 30th of next year. We will be running Nova.
Yep, we will definitely be there and we'll be running it. So, and I think that's it for our upcoming events. Target Acquired is brought to you by Game Chefs, your ultimate destination for all things tabletop. Whether you're looking for a new exciting board game, assembling your squad for Marvel Crisis Protocol, or building the perfect Warhammer army, Game Chefs has everything you need: miniatures, dice, rulebooks, and the best community of gamers around. And just for you, our amazing listeners, Game Chefs is offering 15% off your next purchase. Just use the code TAG2025, that's TAG2025, at gamechefs.org and save on your next adventure. Roll some dice and level up your game at Game Chefs. Link and code can be found in the description. That concludes this episode of a Target Acquired podcast. See ya!